Reavers!
When I imagine being a badass Viking warrior, holding back and being cautious while my brothers fall is the last thing I think of. War of the Vikings seems built for small, focused battles. When an opponent swings from the right, you've got to parry to the left. Combat becomes a complex dance, with each warrior reacting to the other's tells, like a fighting game. But that complexity only works in the one-on-one training fights. In real matches, combat devolves into a medieval mosh pit. Men crowd together, swing wildly, and dash around madly. There's simply too many people on the map to make use of the limited and precise attacks we're given. Vikings trains duelists and then tosses them into a 24 to 32 player bar brawl. Friends and foes collide in a mass, and that one fleshy ball of destruction just rolls around the map, moving back and forth with momentum. There are bows and spears, but landing a hit successfully under these conditions is up to luck as often as skill. It just doesn't make any sense, and the confusion I felt in my first match still persisted hours later. The mismatched combat problem makes friendly fire incidents almost unavoidable, and it's made worse by a system that actually saps away your XP when you hit your teammates. Team killers can ruin online games, sure, but this ruins it even more. It sometimes deterred me from attacking anyone at all until most of my team was dead, which doesn't seem like a very Viking thing to do.
Watch my back, brother. Hurry up, rush it.
While there are plenty of maps, most of which look nice, poor ranged combat options means there's very little reason to explore them or use the side routes. In the quest to kill enemies or capture points of interest, charging ahead in mass is the standard tactic. It makes every map feel linear, though they're not built that way. Some smaller maps amplify the problems tenfold. They're so small that I often spawned inside an enemy. And whenever I tried playing as the archer class, I was immediately struck down by axe-wielding warriors, because there's no breathing room and nowhere to run. It just wasn't fun. You can join servers with smaller player counts, but even at the smallest, they still feel crowded. One map showed me a taste of what could have been. It's a narrow valley with plenty of spaces for melee and ranged fighters to roam. I was able to pick off enemies from afar and escape into the hills and trees. You know how in war movies, when the hero and villain finally see each other on the battlefield, everyone else stands aside and lets them fight? War of the Vikings shows what happens when that courtesy is not honored. The mechanics don't match the execution, and everything suffers as a result. For more on War of the Vikings, keep it right here on IGN. But for now, here's a look at a team deathmatch Viking battle.
They're getting up! Knock them down! Hold it! Right, come on! By the guard!